Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rajat Mukherjee, and I'm the Director General for the Broadband India Forum. And it is a proud privilege for me to welcome each and every one of you to the BIF Connectivity Accelerator Program launch event today. This Broadband India Forum Connectivity Accelerator saw participation from startups working in the internet connectivity sector across the country, participating in large numbers. And after multiple rounds of evaluation and shortlisting by industry and domain experts, we finally have the top 10 startups selected for the program. This event today is the official launch of the BIF Connectivity Accelerator program, where these 10 selected startups would be showcased for all our partners and industry leaders. The moderator for today's session will be my colleague, Mr. Arun Mukherjee, who is Senior Director Operations for the Broadband India Forum. Arun is the Senior Director of Operations at Broadband India Forum and is a leading authority in the telecommunications sector in India, specializing in the complex policy and regulatory issues confronting telecom in this country. He is a veteran when it comes to government relations, public and media relations, marketing, and business development. Arun has also taken up charge as the Executive Program Coordinator for the BIF's Connectivity Accelerator Program. Some housekeeping announcements. All speakers are requested to keep their mics on mute if they are not speaking. It has been our experience that keeping your camera on is a matter of choice and convenience, except when speaking. However, in the event of a loss of bandwidth, switching off the camera seems to be of help. This event is being recorded and is being streamed live on YouTube as well, and the link will be shared with all. Before handing over to Arun Mukherjee, I would like to invite my colleague Sandeep Katuria for the welcome note. Sandeep is an old industry veteran and a dear friend, and former Chief Operating Officer of Wi-Fi Smart Networks Private Limited. Mr. Katuria is especially known for more than a 2-decade-long stint at Vodafone, which morphed into Vodafone Idea, where he was overseeing the regulatory operations for the national telco. He has rich experience and expertise in devising and executing smart strategies in a complex regulatory framework for revenue, tariffs, consumer protection, and cost optimization, besides representations on public policy matters and addressing regulatory complexities. Sandeep, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Rajat. Hello, friends. I became part of BIFCA 2 months back, thanks to BIF, and it's a privilege to be part of this program. High energy level of participants and experts from various fields, constant encouragement by DOT and CDOT, notable support from Team Meta, high quality professional coordination by Team Head Start, and consistent focus effort by Team BIF, all put together have resulted in today's BIFCA launch event. I congratulate and compliment everyone who has been part of this program. BIF is all focused on growth of broadband in India, including fixed broadband through Wi-Fi. The criticality of role of FTTH with Wi-Fi is an acknowledged fact, considering the speed and capacity it offers. For this reason, we all prefer Wi-Fi, or rather Wi-Fi is the default option for us when we are at home or at office. It is essential for the success of 4G and 5G as it complements these technologies. However, our wireline teledensity is less than 3%, which is far lower compared to many countries. While the government and service providers are doing their best for increasing teledensity of wireline broadband, the program like PM Wani, which enables providing access to high-speed broadband through public Wi-Fi, is the need of the hour. It is one of those policy initiatives which results in full utilization of limited available resources and can provide access to high-speed Wi-Fi to common public at an affordable price. It is Wi-Fi for the public to be provided by the public, and it opens many opportunities in areas of innovation and monetization. To learn more about PM WANI and its future, we have Shri Vivek Narayan, DDG Data Services in DOT, as special guest of honor. Mr. Vivek Narayan is electronics engineering graduate from REC Jaipur and has done MBA Finance from IGNU. He has studied taxation from Duke University, USA, and public policy formulation from University of California, Berkeley. He has experience of 34 years in various fields, which include research and development, installation, maintenance, policy formulation, and monitoring of telecom services. He has worked as Director Sports, Government of India for 5 years, and 3 years as Secretary, National Financial Reporting Authority, NFRA, which is the regulator of auditors of large public interest entities in India. Shri Vivek Narayan has proved a pillar of support for PM WANI since he took over office of DDG-DS recently. Shri Vivek Narayan sir, welcome to you, and may I request you to share your views.
Thank you, respected all, respected DGT sir, respected Ramachandran sir, Dr. Rajat Mukherjee, other stalwarts of the telecom world, the PDOs and PDOs and media, and ladies and gentlemen. I've been asked to speak on, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes. So I've been asked to speak on future planning for PM WANI. So I'm not going to cover the basic framework of PM WANI, but I'll brief on what are the new efforts we are going to do on PM WANI. So one is that I list them one by one. So UP government has announced around 60,000 sites to be covered in villages for Wi-Fi. We are pursuing them to be brought under PM WANI framework. Then USOF is having a subsidy scheme for last mile connectivity in villages. We have taken up the case with them for including PM WANI hotspots therein. We are in regular touch with the tourism ministry. We have identified some 3,800 sites, and we are in a regular touch with the tourism ministry to cover these sites with PM WANI hotspots. We are in touch with the smart cities, CEO Smart Cities and JS Smart City, Ministry of Urban Development. I have spoken to him. He is quite interested in optimally utilizing the smart poles in the smart cities and have PM WANI there. BSNL would be migrating 30,000 of its hotspots into PM WANI by June. Railways has already covered around 100 railway stations on PM WANI and is going to cover all its hotspots. There are around 17,000 hotspots of railways. All of them would be covered under PM WANI by June. And Railways has also stated that all its future hotspots would be under PM WANI framework. So that's a big achievement. Thank you, Railways. And then on the technical side, the settlement between PDO and PDOA, CDOT has promised to bring up an automatic settlement procedure by June this year, so that the revenue settlement between PDO and PDOA is electronic and automatic. One of the premier advantage of PM WANI is also the traceable identity of the user and its device. We can also trace the device. So that is there. And then we are pursuing with CDOT and with the help of BIF on the roaming platform for PM1 users. So if a person is, say, he's a tourist and goes to Taj Mahal and then goes to Jaipur and goes to Delhi, he can seamlessly use PM1 hotspots without any extra payment. With the same voucher he has taken at one place, he can use the same at all places. So that feature also we are pursuing with CDOT to put in place in a time-bound manner. So with these features and with these more hotspots getting added up, PM1 would be quite successful and quite popular and would be actually help in providing quality data to the rural areas and the areas where it is specifically required, and it will effectively help in bridging the digital divide. If there are any questions, or the questions can be taken up at the end. So I conclude my speech here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for taking time out of your hectic schedule and sharing with us some of the excellent initiatives DOT is taking for proliferating PM1. It is extremely encouraging to hear this, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. And with that now, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Mr. Francis Just, Director of Mobile Connectivity and Partnership at Meta. Before joining Meta, Francis worked as a director in Samsung Electronics for more than 7 years. In the telecom industry, Francis is one of the most recognizable names for his involvement in various projects solving internet connectivity. He has also held leadership roles in many of the large MNCs like Reliance, Airtel, and other such large organizations. Meta Connectivity works with partners to develop innovative technologies that help solve some of the biggest connectivity challenges. And with that introduction, ladies and gentlemen, I give the floor to Mr. Francis Just, please.
Thank you, Arun. Thank you very much for this opportunity. We've been asked to speak a few sentences with regards to the role that startups have to play to drive traction in the space of PM money. I was just speaking to my colleague Divya this morning, and she threw up some very interesting numbers, which actually just shows the spate of activity that is in progress as we speak. For example, if you have to compare two timelines, let's say a 2013-14 timeline and what's happening right now. Back then, it seems we did only about 4,000 patents over the course of an entire financial year. That number last year was 28,000 patents. There were about 70,000 trademarks that got delivered or released in the period of 2013 and 14. That number for last year was close to 2.5 lakh. Similarly, for copyrights, it was about 4,000 in 2013-14. That number last year was 16,000. So the line that I'm trying to build is that as a country, we are in that setting up of enterprise, setting up of something new zone of growth. And the key phrases that all of us are probably hearing are conceive an idea, build upon that idea, pitch the idea, and grow the idea. And broadly speaking, the fervor which is being displayed by these new thought processes and concepts just tells us that we're at a very early level of the next massive phase of growth that comes in. I actually love the way Sandeep paraphrased it when he called PM money Wi-Fi for the public and Wi-Fi by the public. I'm sorry, I'm in one of those conference rooms in offices and everyone's chasing a room at all points in time. So Wi-Fi for the public and Wi-Fi built by the public. So one of the things that does is it does solve challenges for data connectivity as everybody knows, but it also, we believe, would run a very, very major role in probably stimulating the ecosystem itself and building this new class of micro entrepreneurs. Now, that in itself provides a very large opportunity for startups to solve for this concept called Bharat. So for the longest time, there's been this thought process that a lot of progress, a lot of new age developments, etc., have all happened in the big cities of the country. but with driving of connectivity down to the smallest taluka available in the country or existing in the country. The hope is that we take this opportunity and bring startups to solve for requirements, needs, and asks that people in the smaller towns have. And that gives opportunity to such individuals and entities to kind of build new concepts and build upon the same. Now, at Meta broadly, we've been very interested in taking connectivity across to the smallest town, the smallest village, to the unit of a home. And we very frankly believe that with the presence of connectivity, this concept of information asymmetry reduces a whole lot. And with information comes in the ability to build for not just one's growth, but the growth of the family, the growth of the village, and the growth of the community as a whole. So we very strongly believe that the startup community, if they start working to solve for problems that not just exist in large cities, but also in the smaller towns and villages in this country, they will be able to identify areas of development and growth, which will have the volume, considering the kind of country that we are, to be able to scale it and then eventually take thoughts and ideas that are built here and export it to the east of Asia, export it to Africa and things like this. So we are absolutely very excited by where we are going on this entire journey together. And we would like to wish all of you all a very, very, a large round of success. Thank you.
Thank you, Francis, for sharing such interesting data regarding the potential support of our startup ecosystem. And especially we thank you and Meta for the terrific support that has been given to the Accelerator program. And with that, we come to our next speaker. I would like to mention here, we regret that Mr. Siva Ramakrishnan has had a mishap preventing him from participating in events for a couple of days. So in his stead, we have from Head Start, Mr. Taha Malik. Mr. Taha Malik has been the spearhead of the Accelerator program up to now and in the coming months. Taha Malik heads the Innovation Hub at Head Start, working closely with government, incubators, corporates, and investors, enabling startups in their journey. Taha is also the program director for BIF Connectivity Accelerator and will be working closely with all the stakeholders to support the selected startups in the program, with the focus on developing and managing strategic partnerships and identifying strategic growth opportunities for the selected startups. I would now like to give the floor to Mr. Taha.
Thank you, Arun. Thank you so much for the nice introduction and also for all the support, that the Provider team and Meta has provided for this program itself. To talk about BIFCA and the journey till now, I think the best way to start would be a small video the team has collated with what has gone in. So I'll request the team to play the video where we'll just basically walk through the last 4 months and the journey till now.
The Honorable Prime Minister's vision of PM WANI is to provide quality, reliable, and affordable data connectivity to the people across the nation, especially in the rural areas.
We at BIF firmly believe that PM WANI will provide citizens of India affordable net connectivity and, more important, consistent quality of experience and broadband speeds.
Thank you, team, for the video. For us, the Broadband India Forum Connectivity Accelerator program is one of the key means to bring internet, one of the most important thing to every household, to every users. We truly believe that PM Vani has one of the potentials, is one of the most complementing force to ensure that we can democratize internet, we can provide internet to the masses itself. The journey that we have had till now, along with all our partners, Broadband India Forum, Meta, our incubator partners, our corporates, investors, all the mentors and EIRs who have joined us on board to support these startups, they all play a very crucial role. The crucial role of ensuring that all these selected ventures that we have, we are able to work very closely with them. We're able to help them implement their strategies, help them, guide them with new network, with new connections, ensure that we are creating some really successful case studies in this endeavor, in this ecosystem, that not just helps these ventures, but creates a model that can be followed, that can be scaled across India by more and more number of partners in the ecosystem. And we truly believe that, with this entire effort, with the support of government, with the support of telecom, support of all the partners that we have, this is really possible. And the possibilities that we open up, not just, in enabling PM Vani and building internet, but just for the economy itself, where if every single, Indian is on internet and can access internet, the value itself that they are getting and the economy getting, both really enhances big time. And that's what we really envision. That's what we want to ensure that as part of this program, working together, we are able to bring in. We are excited to what's going to come now. Glad to what has happened, but I think there's a lot bigger things that we are going to be working on with all of you, with all the stakeholders in this call. And it's just the launch of the program, but we really believe that in the next 3 months, we'll have some amazing results to show everyone around. So with that, I'd like to thank everyone to join us and look forward to getting to know all the startups as well. Thank you.
So thank you, Taha, for that little overview of the program and what we've been doing. Please do wish Gautam a speedy recovery meanwhile also. And now to introduce our next speaker, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Ms. Divya Vadera from Meta. She's devoted considerable time to the Accelerator program, and she's working as a growth manager at Meta. Prior to working at Meta Connectivity, Divya has worked with Vodafone for over a decade with significant experience in building partnerships across technology and innovation. Divya, I would now like you to please step in and announce the most important announcement of the day, our top 10 startups. Over to you, Divya.
Thank you so much, Arun. What an incredible journey this has been, interacting with startups from across the country. And here we are, the moment's finally here. And as you rightly said, I'm here to make the most important announcement. So team, if we can just kick off the presentation. The top 10 startups in alphabetical order: Agile Business Associates Private Limited, Antrix Network Private Limited, Digigaon Job Factory Foundation, Infonetcom Enterprises Private Limited, LM Energy Software Private Limited, M2M Cybernetics Private Limited, Matrecom Technologies Private Limited, Tess and Terra Techno Solutions Private Limited, Viome, and last but not the least, Zi-Fi Smart Networks Private Limited. Let's take a moment to congratulate our top 10. You've all done an incredible job so far, and you have an incredible journey ahead of you as well. I'm sure everyone here wants to know a little bit more about what these startups are all about. And I strongly believe that startup stories are best narrated, by the founders themselves. So rather than me taking center stage and talking about them, what we've done is put together a short video where you'll hear from some of these founders about their story and what their organizations are aiming to do. So if I can
first, a big hand for all of these people.
Absolutely, absolutely. Incredible.
Thank you.
If I can request the team to please play the video.
Hello everybody, the Agile Business Associates established in 2008 in the facility management in the government project and the private player. So our mission for the PM Money ecosystem is the low cost Wi-Fi internet connectivity with the captive portal certified by the CDOT.
It offers a wide spectrum of IT services and products ranging from cloud to learning solutions. As a complete IT solution provider, the company offers comprehensive offerings in enterprise application services, IT infrastructure managed services, system integration, and enterprise learning services.
Main salient feature of our business model is partnership with the existing telcos/ISPs who will provide us the internet backhaul connectivity on a revenue share basis, in the process sharing the risk and not charging us on the upfront basis.
And we are an ISPA license holder, and we have about 600 plus home towers, and there are about 4,450 is our employee strength. We have covered 95% of the state, that's Tamil Nadu state, and we have connected 6,000 government schools across Tamil Nadu. There is a project we took, and we have connected it. All these schools falling in rural areas as well.
Yeah, hi, this is LMES. Changing lives the digital way is what we have been following, and the company is building last mile bridge to create a kind of a last mile connectivity solution.
Something about our team, myself and Munish have close to 50 years telco experience. We have been serial entrepreneurs and also on advisory board of startups. Last, we have been in the fintech, again on the rural side, building up last mile fintech story in the rural with our own digital wallet. And we have other experts in the management team who bring in the deployment experience and maintenance and services experience in the whole, like Vinod and Anish.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. I'm Shiv Kumar Jagannath. I represent the company Accelerator. We are headquartered in Gurgaon, Delhi NCR region. Our solution is called PM Money Hotspot in a Box. So what we believe is a complete end-to-end solution for connecting the next billion Indians to the internet.
Telecom Technologies is a startup based out of Bangalore. We got incorporated in March 2016. Our primary focus is on product development and innovation. We have been developing products to help telcos and ISPs in their transformation journey. Myself, Srinivas Budipudi, and then I have Sarita Sinha, who looks up after the business development efforts of Master Technologies, and Venu Gopala, who looks after the entire engineering efforts for Mastercom.
The Accelerator is India's first state-of-powered fully managed PM1 video aggregator and app provider. Actually, we did launch this network in the month of October 2021. Actually, and the expertise here with the Accelerator is we are almost having 75 years of cumulative experience in the telecom sector, especially.
Stands for information to everyone. Started few years back as an incubation at IIT Delhi, and we aspire to set up 5 million money hotspots in the next 5 years. I am a BTech from IIT Delhi, did my MBA from IIM Bangalore, worked in different countries, have been on the investing side, and finally then took this plunge along with my co-founders Nishit, Natraj, Manas, and Ashutosh.
Sci-Fi provides a platform where any of the telecom or ISP can list their hotspots free of charge. Second, the user can download an app and the app automatically connects to any of the available hotspots in our network. The users know which network they are connected to and what is the billing rate that they are actually paying for being connected to that network. And the user can get tokens that are redeemable against internet access, and these tokens the users can have by either watching an ad or using one of the OTT services from our partners, or getting more vouchers from one of our participating merchants.
Thank you, team. Here you have it, the top 10 of BIF Connectivity Accelerator. We wish you all the best as you embark on this journey of solving for connectivity challenges of Bharat. Over to you, team.
Thank you, Divya, for so graciously introducing the 10 shortlisted finalists. And we thank you for your unstinting efforts and support throughout the Accelerator program. Thank you, Divya. And now, without much further ado, we would like to invite Mr. T.V. Ramachandran to give his brief remarks. Mr. T.V. Ramachandran is an esteemed industry veteran, and he has been part of the mobile telephony sector in India since its very inception as the first CEO of Sterling Cellular Limited, Delhi. He established and led COAI for 12 years, and he is the recipient of the Voice and Data Lifetime Contribution Award for his mobile telephony in India. He is also Honorary Fellow of IET London and IETE India. With that, TV sir, I hand the floor over to you. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Arun. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would firstly like to thank our chief guest, Shri Harvesh Bhatia, Director General Telecom, DOT, for sparing time from his very busy schedule to be with us today for this launch program. Incidentally, this launch program is part of the BIFCA initiative, which was inaugurated by none other than Secretary DOT, whom we heard in that video presentation, which was shown to all of us, Mr. Shri K. Rajaraman. And now we have this great distinction of none other than DG Telecom, Shri Harvesh Bhatia, with us today as our chief guest for this launch initiative, a launch program part of the initiative. Very warm welcome, sir, and a very special welcome also to our special guest of honor, Shri Vivek Narayan, DDG Data Services DOT, for also kindly sparing time, though he is very busy with his forthcoming Lucknow schedule, to be here with us. They're all very committed to our PM Vani initiative of the Government of India. My thanks also to all the expert speakers, partners, and all our guest attendees for their valued presence. It's very pleasing to note the excellent progress made in this program in a very short span of time. My congratulations to all the 10 companies who have qualified for the final round. It's so heartwarming to see them and to listen to whatever they have done. I'm really privileged to be a part of this. We will be waiting to see further what all they do. I also thank and congratulate all the 80+ participants who showed interest and actively participated in it. As Francis rightly pointed out earlier, the exciting thing is about what the startups and ventures, all of them, are trying to do to resolve the interconnectivity challenges, the internet connectivity challenges which we have in India. Challenges both in business and in technology. Let us not underplay this. Let us not underestimate what we are trying to achieve. The great vision of the government. See, what we could not do in 25 years, we are trying to do now. You can't get overnight miracles, but very big headways are now being made under the leadership of DOT and with the involvement of CDOT also in it. So we got a big thing going. For 25 years, India had no concept of public Wi-Fi or push on that. It was a miss. Other countries have been moving ahead. Other countries, compared to other countries, what they have by way of public Wi-Fi hotspots, we have less than 0.5%. You won't believe it, it's not even 0.5% of what other countries have. I'm talking of comparable regimes. So India has a long way to go and the market is huge. We don't look at it negatively from BIF. We see this as a very big potential for the entrepreneurs, for the innovators. And that, to help tap into that has come the PM Vani initiative. PM Vani is not an end by itself. It's a very powerful tool engineered by government, by the regulator and government. It's an architecture, it's a tool which is going to help seamless use of public Wi-Fi hotspots. People will not have a hassle in using public Wi-Fi hotspots. So that is going to be the norm. And for that, we have a tremendous potential. I'm so happy to see the sort of targets the different entrepreneurs are talking about here, talking of millions of hotspots, because our goal in NDCP is 10 million hotspots. So we are right on the right thing now. So we are confident that we will make a big thing, all of us together. No single person can do it. All of us are needed to do that. I'm thankful to all who have guided us in this journey. Of course, to CDOT, to DOT, to all the partners in this, who have come with us, Meta, Head Start, all the entrepreneurs, all of them have played a big role in taking this journey forward. My warm regards and compliments also to the entire BIFCA team for their relentless efforts and their invaluable contributions in leading the project. They have worked day and night for this, and I'm very grateful to them. Most of all to Meta and Head Start for driving the campaign so strongly in such a focused manner. They went about it. It was a pleasure to interact with them and to learn from how they do this. To all our other expert mentors and the jury for their involvement and contributions. One thing I can assure you, at BIF, we are very passionate about PM WANI. And we are going to make it a success. There is no two ways about it. We believe that it will happen with the involvement of all you partners. I believe in 3-4 fundamental things about PM WANI, which let me state here, though they have been mentioned by the various other speakers also. First of all, this is something which is going to make broadband for all happen in an affordable way, in a ubiquitous way. The spread of internet connectivity through this will happen. Through the proliferation of public Wi-Fi hotspots, you're going to have a mushrooming of entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs, micropreneurs, as I would call them. So that is going to happen. And all this with tremendous cost advantage to the user. See, we are a very price-sensitive market. Mobile is fantastic. This will remain a mobile-first country. But mobile networks, by characteristics of radio frequency engineering, which all you experts know, by characteristics of that, it cannot guarantee a minimum speed or a consistent speed. It depends on number of users, your proximity to the tower, the foliage between you and the tower, vagera. So many things are involved. So you cannot give a minimum. They cannot guarantee that. So what do? Do you give up? No. That is why the rest of the world has brought in a big support from public Wi-Fi hotspots. With that available, you take the load off the mobile networks, and thereby you allow mobile networks to function at their best. Today in India, we're getting hardly 1/3 the 4G speed which the world is getting. Why? Because we don't have public Wi-Fi hotspots. So if we have public Wi-Fi hotspots, your quality experience will go up. The mobile operators will get more revenue because they'll be tapping into new markets. They'll get data revenues, carriage revenues, because the public Wi-Fi operator cannot give a core network. He doesn't have a core network. So the core network will only be with the telcos. So they will get the carriage and the core usage costs. So all these are there. It's a win-win for everybody. But most of all to the end user who gets a lower cost, higher quality product. So we very passionately believe in this, and I cannot say more about this. I get very worked up on this. So I assure you that from BIF, we will be carrying on this campaign and we will work for the success of this product. Of course, like Mr. Vivek Narayan said, we need to now get WANI 2.0, which is roaming. I'm calling it WANI 2.0 because while WANI will help roaming within the PDOA, you must have inter-PDA roaming also, roaming everywhere. It's like international roaming of mobile. Once people used to oppose it, thinking it is competitive. No, that's not right. The overall pie becomes bigger. When everybody roams into everybody gets more revenues because the product becomes more attractive to the end user. With this, ladies and gentlemen, I will not take up more time. I have the great pleasure of introducing our honorable chief guest, Director General Telecom, Shri Harvesh Bhatia. Sir, thank you for joining us, for sparing time. He is a very senior officer of the ITS, Indian Telecommunications Service, 1983 batch, who joined service in DOT in 1985 and has more than 35 years of experience in the Indian telecom sector, covering all fields: operation, maintenance, planning, installation, development of communication network, etc. And now, as DG Telecom, he heads all the circle units, that is, entire pan-India network. He is the one in charge of that. So you can imagine the importance and the role play he has. No better person for this function than Sri Harvesh Bhatia, because PM Money and public Wi-Fi have to go everywhere pan-India. And he is going to oversee and support us in that. I would like to also share that Sri Bhatia is an alumnus of IIT Kanpur, which is the numero uno. You all know it's one of the topmost IITs, and he has worked in various roles and capacities, including switching as well as transmission in internal plants and optic fiber networks. Once again, warm welcome to you, sir. And without further ado, I would request you to do us the pleasure of launching the BIFCA program, which will be done electronically in your presence. I request the launch process, Arun.
We take great pleasure in inviting Honorable Chief Guest Sri Harvesh Bhatia, DG Telecom, Department of Telecommunications, to herewith launch the program while wishing each one of the finalists all the very best through this last and final session. We are doing this in collaboration with Head Start Foundation and Meta India for propagating the spread of public Wi-Fi hotspots, and especially the incorporation of the PM Money solution. The jury round having been completed, 10 finalists have been shortlisted from the 80+ registrations received, and it gives us great pleasure to be announcing the names of 10 worthy shortlisted ventures and launching the final round of mentoring and support. The success of the PM Money solution through these ventures would indeed inspire and encourage other entrepreneurs to take up this special initiative of the Government of India and thereby ensure the vision of a truly inclusive digital India.
So, may I request you, sir, to please deliver your chief guest address to the audience.
Thank you, Mr. Ramachandran. Good morning to all of you. In fact, this PM Vani was launched with a vision that it would proliferate broadband into the villages as well as the uncovered areas of the urban India. See what STD PCOs had done in 80s and 90s, the same was envisaged in respect of utilization of data by the public, and these public data offices, these PDOs, this concept of PM Money was brought. Though for last some time, there has been some movement in proliferation of PM Vani framework, but it is not up to the expectations. Still, there is not enough ecosystem available, and also the initial inertia needs to be overcome for that. It's really very promising on part of Broadband India Forum to have launched this program, and the name is also quite appropriate. Whatever acceleration is required in PM Vani framework, this particular program is expected to do that. There are over 700 to 800 million people in India today who are not able to avail the benefit of broadband coverage, primarily in the rural, remote, and far-flung areas. There is imminent need to provide adequate and affordable broadband connectivity to such areas, with facilitation of digital connectivity everywhere through public Wi-Fi hotspots, It will help bridge the digital divide that exists today. See, one of the key deterrents to public Wi-Fi is the lack of seamless roaming or interoperability between different hotspots belonging to the same aggregator's network or between hotspots belonging to different aggregators. And as Mr. Ramachandran mentioned, this PM Vani 2.0 is going to take care of these aspects. And once this network gets expanded, this necessity of roaming and its implementation would be at the forefront. But initially, we have to increase the presence of PM Vani hotspots in the country. The Vani architecture in PM Vani is unique and perhaps the first and only in the world, which offers a robust solution to the users for transitioning seamlessly between Wi-Fi hotspots without the trouble of re-authentication. It allows for a smooth onboarding process for the users and a convenient app-based interface to enjoy the service. I heard from one of the speakers that this backhaul is perhaps an issue, and there was a suggestion that this backhaul can be provided on revenue sharing basis. So as of now, I think the lease ILL providers, for them, it may not be viable to provide the bandwidth on revenue sharing basis. But as the network under PM Vani grows, I think they would also see an opportunity to go for that. Now, to begin with, we had asked BSNL, who is a PSU service provider in the country, and this BSNL and BBNL, they have got a good fiber network in the rural areas. So we asked them, and very recently BSNL has come up with a special plan for Wi-Fi PDOS and in respect of backhaul. So those details can be availed by the stakeholders from Mr. Vivek Narayan and utilize this opportunity. And I'm sure subsequently, once the framework picks up, this revenue share mechanism may also be a reality. See, in the field, I have observed that, and I have mentioned earlier also, lack of proper ecosystem is felt. You see, there are intentions of many to be a part of this PM Vani framework. Mr. Vivek Narayan has also mentioned about this UP government project of 60,000 hotspots, and also some of the governments they have authorized their fair price shops, ration shops, to become PDOs, but certainly they don't know how to go ahead with the proposal and how to be a part of this PM Vani framework. Now, see, these 10 entrepreneurs, I could see that they are working in this direction, and they would extend the required help to the parties who intend to join the bandwagon. As far as this Wi-Fi proliferation is concerned, see, it was basically envisaged for the rural areas, but I also feel that even in urban areas, there is a huge potential for these Wi-Fi hotspots. Especially this mobile network has got certain issues relating to indoor coverage. Indoor coverage is not so prominent as of now, and if this gap can be filled up by PM Money hotspots, uh, this would also make a viable proposition in long term for the stakeholders. So I extend good wishes to all the stakeholders uh, for active participation, and I assure that on behalf of Government of India and DOT, that all required support would be extended. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We are honored to have you present with us to guide us in our future efforts, sir, and our heartfelt thanks to you for your guidance and support for this program, sir. Thank you so much. And with that, I would like to invite my colleague, Mr. Devashish Bhattacharya, to deliver the the thank you note. My apologies. Mr. Devashish Bhattacharya is the Senior Deputy Director General of Broadband India Forum. He has over 3 decades of experience in the sectors of telecom, IT, and broadcasting. Before Broadband India Forum, he has worked as Director Sales, Marketing with Alcatel-Lucent India Limited, promoting mobile, fixed line, broadband products and solutions and services for other telecom service providers. Devashish, over to you.
Thank you very much, Arun. It's my proud privilege and honor to be delivering the vote of thanks today in amongst such an august gathering this morning. So first of all, let me start by wishing everyone good morning and a warm hi, welcome again to this particular program. I would now like to do the honors by actually giving the concluding remarks on this particular program. Just to sort of recapitulate what has been said already by the august speakers, this program, which is the BIF Connectivity Accelerator program, and we are here today at the program launch event of this particular program, is to celebrate the connectivity proliferation of one of the flagship connectivity programs of the Government of India called PM Vani. I would like to say that connectivity is the bedrock for the growth of the economy and the growth of all verticals in the space towards digital transformation that we seek today of all the verticals and all the industries. Nothing can succeed without the availability of digital connectivity ubiquitously and in an affordable manner. And to that extent, this particular program is driving the focus on PM Vani, public Wi-Fi hotspot, which is supposed to increase the ubiquity of the broadband connectivity, go to places where mobile broadband cannot reach, and help in making a very seamless transition for customers and users to seamlessly transition from one network to another network as if nothing has happened, and to ensure that high quality connectivity is always available for them to access the internet and do that in an affordable manner. With these few words, I would like to now deliver the vote of thanks. To begin with, I would like to thank our chief guest for the function today, which is Shri Harvesh Bhatia ji. Thank you very much, sir, the Director General Telecom of the Department of Telecom. So we look forward to your continued support in our endeavor to provide and proliferate public Wi-Fi hotspots in the country using the PM Vani program. I also wish to thank our special guest of honor, Shri Vivek Narayan ji, Deputy Director General Data Services in the Department of Telecom. Thank you very much, sir, for your kind words and your inspiration, and for taking this up in such a vigorous manner, the PM Vani program, to ensure that PM Vani becomes a success, something that we have been lacking you have been giving us motivation, and you have given us direction as to how to take the PM Vani program forward and also deliver so that PM Vani becomes a successful endeavor. I would also like to thank all our co-panelists who have participated in today's program, including Mr. Francis Jose from Meta. I would also like to thank our other people who have spoken, Ms. Divya Vadera from Meta. I would like to also thank Mr. Sandeep Katuria, Senior Consultant, Broadband India Forum, Mr. Rajat Mukherjee, DG Broadband India Forum, and last but not the least also Mr. TV Ramachandran, President of Broadband India Forum. I must also take this opportunity to congratulate and thank all the 10 finalists of this particular program today who have been shortlisted after a very intense competition and after having gone through a very extensive selection program. I would like to once again congratulate each and every one of you for having come to this stage, and look forward to all of you to win the awards that are set out for this. I don't think there is going to be a loser amongst you. All of you are clear winners. Mr. Ramachandran has already said all your programs and all your plans are wonderful. And I think all of you equally deserve the award that is going to be given at the end of this particular program in the month of July. So look forward to all of you winning that, and heartiest congratulations for that. I also wish to thank all the other participants, the startups, the entrepreneurs, the micro entrepreneurs who have participated in this program in abundance. And I look forward to their continued interest in PM Vani, because let's face it, it is going to be a collaborative effort of all of us, including you, which will make PM Vani a grand success, which is the endeavor of this particular mission and this program. With these few words, I would also like to thank all my colleagues at Broadband India Forum, including the directorate staff who have worked tirelessly to, and also the our partners, Head Start, the entire Head Start team led by Gautam Sivaramakrishnan, who couldn't make it today, and his team led by Taha Malik, and also the team from Meta for their continuous support in making this endeavor a grand success. With these few words, I would like to now close and wish you all the best and have a pleasant day. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bhatia.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bhatia, for joining us today, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Namaste. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All the very best.
Thank you.
Is Mr. Vivek Narayan there? Thank you, Mr. Narayan.
The directorate and the head starters could stay back.